All right, let's get this lens straightened out here. Which was the wrong lens there? There we are. There we are. Okay, well, look at this. Look at this Johann Sebastian BWV569 Prelude in A minor. I'm going to study this a little bit. We have the synthesizer here. We're going to set up with an organ sound. A nice organ sound there. We got David Mueller 666 here. I'm using one of these selfie sticks with my Galaxy Note. It looks pretty haphazard, like it could snap out of there really. I think it will probably eventually. It looks like it'll snap out of there. I don't want to break my phone or anything, so be careful with this. And it's hard to play keyboard when you're holding a selfie stick. So I'll have to go do one-handed stuff right now. I really like this piece, so if you ever look it up, there's a lot of renditions of it on the internet. Johann Sebastian Bach, BWV569, Prelude in A minor. It's really awesome. It's it really gets you on there, and the fourth measure there really gets you on there. Now, I'm not real fast on a keyboard where, it'd be better to have a computer play it, like the intro and stuff. I won't play it up to full speed and stuff if I play it and stuff, but I just like to take little measures of it and toy around with the tone clusters and stuff. Like I said, like measure 4 and stuff. It gets into this interesting stuff there. Like see. Oh, well, let me see something here. Oh. It's hard to do the selfie stick and play Bach at the same time. I'm trying to do at least a little bit of the right hand part, and just exploring some of the little melody hooks in there and stuff and everything. I find it really interesting. So it really seems to evoke certain emotions. Some of it. There's some real color to it and stuff. A lot of these little phrases. Your mind can't help but start associating with some kind of scene or something in your mind and stuff. Start forming with it. It evokes that sort of thing. You get that left hand, you get a nice low down bass sound. You really get it humming along. It's basically an A minor, so like the first measure way down there somewhere, I guess. For your pedal note there. It's a nice warm hum to it, don't it? I'm running through Reaper. I've got these various Reaper's a digital audio workstation I'm using, running my Ensoniq KS-32 through it, and I've got various software plugins. You can just do awesome stuff with it. So here I got this. Okay, that's the organ we're using there. But this over here, we got this awesome bass sound. I mean, you talk about low down bass. This is it, man. This. Wish I had some good woofers and stuff. You know, I kind of got a makeshift speaker system right now. We're using an EV 15-inch PA speaker, and its ohms are matched. We're using a Marshall cab for the other side, so it's not necessarily matched tonal, but the ohms are matched. It's balanced in the ohms. That's important when you're doing speakers like this, these real powerful speakers. So it does work, but it gives my left channel a little bit different color than the right channel. I'm using the Marshall 4x12 guitar amplifier cab over there for the left channel. And then using, I assume it's the left channel. I'm not sure where the wiring's going. It might be the right. I might have them switched around. I'm not sure. And then the EV PA speaker here, which is actually designed for this kind of thing more than the guitar enclosure there. 15-inch speakers, or the 18-inch speakers perhaps. I don't recall now for sure. It's got a big speaker, but it's not like these more modern woofers and stuff like that these audiophiles get. I bought this equipment. Well, this equipment ain't that. It's not that old. I bought it about 15 years ago. But there's really sophisticated stuff you can get nowadays, especially with Bluetooth speakers and everything. This is real old school. That's the analog speakers there. I'm running through a Mackie mixer over here. I got a Mackie powered mixer, an 808S. If anybody's familiar with that. Showing you some of my synthesizer rig and stuff. And then I got this Ensoniq KS-32. This came out like 1993, I believe, or is it 94? 93 or 94. It still works really well. It's got a few broken knobs and buttons and stuff, but it works just fine for this kind of thing. As long as you got the computer and the software, you're really going with it. It's got weight action keys. These keys are really good, and they're pressure sensitive. This was top of the line when I got it. Like I said, in the early to mid 90s. This is a fine keyboard. But unfortunately, Ensoniq, they went out of business and stuff. They made some fine keyboards. This is one of them. But unfortunately, they got out of the business and stuff. You can still find a lot of stuff about them on the internet. Oh, where is it? Oh no! I should turn my monitor off. What did I do? What did I hit there? Why does that do that like that? Oh, there it is. There it goes. KS-32, and then Ensoniq KS-32. Which I don't have the specs right in front of me. You know, by today's standards, it would just sound ridiculously, weakling. But it's amazing what you can do with it, and especially like I said, if you hook it with a computer. But at the time, it was really state of the art and stuff. Like I think it's got like a 1 megabyte cache or something, or something like that. It has a sequencer on it and stuff, but unfortunately, it's got an internal battery that it went out. And it's a real pain in the neck to change this battery in this unit. It goes out about every 5 to 10 years. I haven't done it yet, so it's out. So I don't really use the sequencer much because every time you turn off, then you'll lose whatever you sequenced. Then it won't retain the memory. It needs its internal battery changed out. It's like one of the little camera batteries. This is a really nice keyboard. It's just to experiment with, which is what I do with it a lot. And you get in with this, all the software. It's just one. I wish they would have had stuff 30 years ago when I was younger. So I'd have decades more to toy around with this. So many wonderful developments here, and then they have all this music just right at just a click of a button. I mean, my God, if I would have talked about being able to do this in the 1970s, I'd think you were really stoned and something. You were really smoking some joints out there or something on the parking lot to be thinking that you could do this kind of thing. But here we are doing it here in the 21st century now. Which is interesting. I always had like weird precognitive dreams and stuff. Well, I had dreams about the internet, I believe. Precognitive dreams about it and stuff when I was younger. Where I'd get glimpses of it and didn't know what it meant then. I think it was, what kind of weird TV is I'm watching? It all made sense once this all came out, then it started making sense. Them kind of dreams. You ever get them precognitive dreams? Where you dream of the future and stuff? And it kind of pans out then later on. But what's interesting is, though, by having the precognitive dream, then you can alter the outcome. It's real weird, I found. That, like, especially if it's a nightmare kind of dream, where it was a real bad ending. By having that precognitive dream, you're able to prevent some disaster from occurring and stuff in your life. You know what I mean? So, and it has rescued me a few times having these precognitive dreams. It's so strange. How does science explain that? You know, it's like in the Bible, like when the angel told Joseph to go to Egypt or whatever, Jesus, or to flee or whatever, when Herod was killing the babies or whatever, like that kind of dream. I've had various precognitive dreams when I was younger, especially. Even now, from time to time. So have these intense, very vivid, very memorable dreams, and then years later it comes to pass. But by having the dream and seeing it coming to pass, you're able to alter it then. The outcome. Which throws it's a big can of worms then you're opening up. When you realize that, because then, you know, people get into Bible prophecy and all this stuff. You know, it kind of throws a wrench into that, because it tells me that it's alterable, that everything's alterable like that. You know? That by having that revelation, then you're able to manipulate and alter it if you're aware of it and act on it then later on. You know? But you gotta be careful with that kind of thing too, that you don't all delusional about anything, which I am. I'm real careful about it. Oh, that's right, I'm on this side. Anyway, yeah, this low end here. That is something else, man. He is a beefy low end there. What's running through there was a demo. It's running through of let's bring it up here. Briegel is that one. I was going to purchase Briegel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I was going to purchase this one. Right now I'm penniless, so I've been thinking about purchasing this one actually. It's like $129 or something. Because this seems like it really has awesome capabilities. I mean, I'm just toying around. This is just the demo kind of thing. I've got some really interesting sounds out of it. And if you're making a multi-track recording, you could use this and put like bass lines down with it and stuff. It's really useful for that kind of thing. You can automate this stuff too. when you start doing that kind of thing, you probably want to automate some of it. Not be doing all manually, of course. You want get some samples and automate stuff, and who knows what you come up with. If there was only enough hours in the day to do it all, there's so many possibilities. It's astonishing. What all these new technologies have made possible. Like I said, in the 1970s, it would have been unthinkable, some of the stuff that people would think that you were really fantasizing if you talked about these capabilities. It would have been unheard of then. Where now it's ho-hum everyday stuff. We take it for granted now. I always think, like my father, he unfortunately passed away in 1992. How he missed all these developments and stuff. And he would have been probably very astonished by a lot of it, I think. Having been born in 1921, you know, he would probably he would probably blow his mind some of the stuff we're doing now. That you do that in your home and stuff. I remember when I was younger, that I had a Commodore 64 computer in the early 1980s. And my dad helped me set up a printer for like a daisy wheel printer or whatever for it and stuff. It's kind of clunky. The software is kind of buggy and stuff now and then. So you had to really work with it back then. It's so new and so it's such a weird thing that these home computers and stuff. What do you need a computer at home for? All this. It was in like the early 1980s. It was just kind of a toy. It was just a toy around with. They weren't very expensive, and Sonic, or I mean the Commodore 64s, they were reasonably priced and stuff. So a lot of people got them and started experimenting. I didn't get to do much. I got a little bit of software for it, like a little music program and stuff. You play a little keyboard stuff. And then I'd learn how to make like little sprites go across the screen, colored balloons go across the screen and stuff. And then I try to use the primitive word processing capabilities back then and print stuff up and all that. I'm sure glad that we progressed beyond that. Because it had many frustrating limitations. There's some real low end on that particular patch. This Yuhi Bazil thing I'm using here. Actually, I think I got that from a computer music magazine. Is where I got that plug in, I believe. Yeah, computer music. There it is. It's up in the corner. So a magazine I purchased. It was included with it. A little taste of this here software. And like I said, I considered purchasing it. Right now, I'm real broke. But it seems so awesome that I'd like to purchase it if I had the spare money. My income situation would improve and buy some of this neat stuff. Because I bet with the full package, you really do a lot of stuff with this thing. You know, there's so many knobs to tweak, and I mean, how could there be hours enough in a day to master this kind of stuff? There's so many parameters to adjust and toy with. You know, they try to simulate the old like R2600s and stuff, the synthesizers from the 60s and 70s. They try to make it look like them, and the wires going here and there, the knobs and everything. It's pretty neat. And like I said, you get some awesome sounds there. But when we started with this box, we were looking at this organ music more. We're getting some organ music over here. So, yeah, there's my organ thing. Let's see how we're getting that. Okay, this was another one that was in that magazine. This is Alchemy. an Alchemy plugin, Camel Audio, which is, I believe, no longer available. This is some wonderful software, but I don't think it's available anymore. When I looked at it, it's an Apple product, I believe. And when I looked at it, I think it was discontinued, or there's a different product now you'd get now. If I'm correct about that, I'm pretty sure I am. But it is some really neat features too. For example, this has a real good Leslie organ. I don't have it set up for it right now on the fly, but it has real good Leslie sounds, I found, to simulate the Leslie rotating speaker system they had years ago. Any keyboard players out there probably familiar with that? They really add a lot of color to your keyboard sounds there. The rotating Leslie speaker. And like I said, then you can go online and you find these. These are in the public domain. A lot of these works. You can find copies of these works and stuff by Bach and people like that from hundreds of years ago. And give them a whirl. Like I said, I don't have the speed, dexterity to do it like exactly like it's read. I just like toy around with it, and then they get a recording of it and play along, try to play along, and get some of the measures right and stuff. Some of you kind of hack through. Look at us sometimes. Bach, all these Bach pieces, they have a system that they use BWV. If you see this anywhere, you'll think, what is that? BWV569. That's referring to works by Johann Sebastian Bach. If you would type that into a search engine like Google, they'll bring up that work then by Johann Sebastian Bach. BWV569 is the example here, where there's hundreds of those. By just that composer, there's hundreds of composers like that. these ancient works that you can find and get inspiration from and educate yourself with them. And you explore and enjoy music. Appreciate the intricacies of it. Learn some of the theory of it, and the underlying mechanisms of it. A few days back, I've never been a music teacher. I'm a musician, so I've never tried to teach music to others really very much. I was trying to start doing that a little bit the other day. I was trying to explain like the notes to the A through G and the concept of flat and sharp. So your white notes, it's A through G, and then the black ones, that's sharps and flats that you'll run into. And how the keys work, and the key signatures and stuff. I just barely scratched the surface of it, of course. It's eventually I'll develop materials like that. Yes, sir. Here's some interesting stuff. I'm going to sign out for a minute so these streams don't get too long, because I also want to work with them with the end result of them later and stuff. So I don't want the files to be too huge and stuff. So I'm going to stop for a moment here now. I'll come back in a little while. This is dm666, full legal name, David Brian Mueller, here at the world headquarters the astonishing. Look at these fancy headquarters. This is really high class digs, eh? The headquarters of David Bryan Miller Publishing, which I formed when I published some songs a few years back, and I joined the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. That they said that I needed to form a publishing company of my own, because I was the author of the work and I was the performer of the work and all this, and then I would cover all the angles that I'd be able to do things with the work commercially and stuff if I wanted to and stuff, my works. And my copyrights recognize all it. That, for example, half of it goes to the author and half of it goes to the publisher. Well, I'm both. See, now if I went to some big music company like Sony or something, then it'd be the publisher. But in my case, I'm self-producing. So I formed a sole proprietorship just so I could publish it. I like a year or two ago, I wrote some piano pieces. I composed some using the MuseScore, this open source software. I was trying to get it set up where I would sell sheet music of it. Of the pieces I made, some were pretty interesting, I thought. I was going to try to sell sheet music, but it was real buggy. I haven't got that worked out yet. But maybe someday here in the future we'll get that going. I was going to try to make a little extra income like that, because I read where other people said they did real good with that kind of thing. Take their original music and write it out as sheet music like that, and then sell digital copies of it on the internet. And someone said they do real well with that. I know I like to toy around with stuff like that. I also like Guitar Pro 6 I got and stuff. That software and stuff. It's real fine. They sell sheet music like that. Of like famous cover songs and stuff. Just a potential alternative income stream. Most people are going to find a way to get it free somehow or another. But there are people who will, especially if they have the financial means, they'll feel gifted and to go ahead and keep the art alive by throwing a few dollars at it and stuff. A starving artist, that's always welcome to make any income at all from it. Anyway, I'll sign off for a little while. I'll come back later. dm666. Talk to you all later. Bye. Oh no, the selfie stick's gonna get my way. Gotta get off there. Oh no, it's got the OK button. Oh, there it is. Oh no, don't turn it off. Cut it off, phone.